You know, I talk often about hearing God's voice because I believe that it's so pivotal in a child of God's life. How can we follow Him? How can we be taught by Him, be comforted by Him, be encouraged by Him, be warned or corrected if we cannot hear His voice? And child of God, most of the time, He talks to me with just thoughts in my mind. I will just get a thought and I know it's Him because it seemingly just comes out of nowhere. Or it's an answer to question. This morning I was praying and I said, Lord, you know, if it is your will, if you have a word for me, a theme for this year, can you let me know? In the moment I said that, I'm talking seconds later, I heard the word victory in my mind. I didn't hear anything audible. It was a thought, but I knew He answered my question. And in fact, 2 days before that, I had posted something about a quote from Winston Churchill about victory. So I knew that that's exactly what He was honing in on. So child of God, just pay attention to those spontaneous thoughts that you receive throughout your day, especially after you ask God a question. I want to give you an assignment. It's an assignment. In 2015, I took a Bible study class called 4 Keys to Hearing God's Voice by Dr. Mark Virkler. I recommend this to anybody. If the Lord gives you a peace, buy the book. I have the DVDs. You can just read the book. However you want to do it. You will be so helped with this Bible study. And one of the first assignments he does, and I want to give this to you. If you have to, when I spend time with God, I often put soaking worship music on in the background. No words. These are just musical worship music with no words. It kind of keeps me honed in and not distracted by other sounds. And if that helps you, then do that. Put that on. And then I want you to sit down, quiet place. Make sure it's quiet and you're alone with God. Take a piece of paper and start writing a few sentences. Start writing a little love letter to God. Tell Him why you love Him. Tell Him something, you know. Just tell Him how much you love Him. Praise Him, thank Him. Just a little, maybe just a few sentences, a half a paragraph. And then quiet yourself. And ask God this question. God, do you love me? And with pen in hand, I want you to write down what you're hearing in your mind. I want you to write down the thoughts that you receive. And every time I taught this class in the Bible studies, the ladies they can share if they want to. And every time, God not only answered the question, He spoke specifically into that woman's soul. One lady, He just comforted her about her son, who was addicted and was in rehab. That's what He addressed. So, if this is on your heart and you want to learn more about how easy it is to hear from Him, you hear from Him all the time, whether you think or you do or not. You're just accepting every thought that comes into your mind as your own. But sometimes they're from God. Sometimes they're from the enemy. Sometimes they're from your flesh. And if you start practicing, start dissecting, as we learned in high school in English class, start dissecting your sentences, start dissecting your thoughts. If you get a negative thought, stop and say, where did that come from? Where did that come from? And if it's from the enemy, spit it out. You don't have to receive any thought that you don't want to. If it's a thought, call your friend. And you call and she needed encouragement. You know it's from God. So I encourage you, work on your relationship with God. I mean, can you imagine having a friend and you're the only one that ever talks? You're not going to build a relationship that way. God speaks to us. And He can speak to us without even saying a word. It's just amazing. It's supernatural. I mean, He's inside of you. You can feel Him. You can feel His promptings. You can feel sometimes His feelings. It's amazing. Develop a relationship with Him. That's what He wants most. He wants to be so close with you that you two become as one. You know how couples, they start acting like each other and looking like each other? That's what He wants. And life just gets better and better and better with Him. If your life is not getting better with Him, examine your life. The Bible says examine to see if you are in the faith. Because if your life is not getting better and you're not blessed coming in and blessed going out, even with the troubles on your path, you're focusing on the wrong thing. Isaiah 26:3. You will walk in perfect peace if you keep your mind on Jesus. Keep your mind on Him all the time by giving Him all your cares, all your troubles, asking Him for wisdom, what to do. I mean, I even ask Him, what should I make for dinner? I've done that. I've said, what should I wear? And all of a sudden I get this whole outfit in my brain. You know, I can see it. Child of God, there is nothing too small that He is not interested in for you. Think about that. If you have children, is there anything that you don't want them to come to you for? You want to listen to their favorite things and their favorite songs. God's the same way. Child of God, get this and your life will be changed.